Hi guys, what's up? In this video we'll focus on this something called ascites, but before that I would like to tell you about abdominal swelling in general. So what are the causes of abdominal swelling? Can you remember SXF? Okay, flatus, fat, fluid, fetus, feces, and fetal growth of neoplasm. Okay, here we'll focus on the ascites is present when there is accumulation of free fluid in the peritoneal cavity. Okay, small amount of ascites are asymptomatic, but with large amount accumulation of fluid, more than 1 liter, there is what abdominal distension, fullness in the flanks, and shifting the neck on percussion, fluid thrill of a fluid wave. Okay, other features may include what eversion of the umbilicus, hernia, stria, and dilated superficial abdominal vein. Dilated superficial abdominal vein can be seen in what in ascites due to what? Due to portal hypertension. Okay guys, and now let's focus on the causes of ascites according SAG, serum ascites albumin gradient. Low SAG we have exudative, and high SAG we have what? Transudative. Common cause of low SAG we have what? Malignant disease, hepatic and peritoneal. In other hand, common cause of high SAG transudative we have what? Cardiac failure and hepatic cirrhosis. Okay, other causes according to the low SAG we have what? Acute pancreatitis, infection like tuberculosis and nephrotic syndrome, and other cause we have lymphatic obstruction. Okay, in other hand we have transudative. Other cause we have hypoproteinemia, hepatic venous obstruction, Budd-Chiari syndrome, and sinusoidal obstruction syndrome. Okay, now let's focus on the pathogenesis in the presence of what? Of cirrhosis. Okay, so ascites in patient with cirrhosis, as you know, is a result of what? Portal hypertension and renal salt water retention. Okay, so similar mechanism contribute to what? To formation or ascites formation in the heart failure. So portal hypertension signifies elevation of the pressure within the portal vein. According to Ohm's law, pressure is what? Is the product of resistance and flow. Increased hepatic resistance occurring by several mechanisms. Okay. Finally, cirrhosis is associated with what? Decrease endothelial nitric oxide synthetase production. It's enzyme that result in decreased nitric oxide production and increased intrahepatic vasoconstriction. In other hand, we have what? Vasodilation, splanchnic circulation. Okay, as you know, is what is result in pulling of blood and what we call decrease in the effective circulating volume. Okay, so which is preserved by kidney as a hypothalamic compensatory vasoconstriction via release of antidiuretic hormone ensure that consequences are free water retention, activation of sympathetic nervous system, and renin, angiotensin, and aldosterone, which what result in renal sodium and water retention. Well, now let's jump to the pathogenesis in the absence of cirrhosis. As you know, ascites in the absence of cirrhosis can generally result from what? Peritoneal carcinomatosis, peritoneal infection, and pancreatic disease. Peritoneal carcinomatosis can result from what? Primary peritoneal malignancy, such as what? Such as mesothelioma, sarcoma, or what we call abdominal malignancy, such as gastric and colonic adenocarcinoma. Okay, and from metastasis disease from the what? From the breast and lungs. So the tumor cell lining in the peritoneum can produce what? Produce a protein rich fluid that contribute to development of ascites. Also we have what? Tuberculous peritonitis cause ascites. Okay, and pancreatic disease also. Let's jump to the investigation of patient. The first one we have what? We have ultrasound, which is the best one of detecting ascites. The second we have chest x-ray. Pleural effusion are found 10% of patient, usually on the right side. Okay, the third one we have paracentesis for cytology, biology culture, and gram stain. Okay, can be used to what? To obtain ascitic fluid from the for analysis. The fourth one we have what? We have measurement of the protein concentration and what? Serum ascites albumin gradient SAG. Okay, so we have what? Cirrhotic patient typically develop transudative ascites. Okay, we have total protein concentration is more than 3 grams per deciliter. Is useful to calculate by the SAG. Okay, serum ascites albumin gradient. We'll discuss. Okay, and in the hand we have SAG, serum ascites albumin gradient, more than 1.1 gram per deciliter is what is 98% of the ascites, usually due to what? Due to portal hypertension. Okay, here we have what? Evaluation. In the evaluation of ascites or ascitic patient, we have what? We have serum albumin, serum ascites albumin gradient. Okay, so the serum albumin should be what? Should be measured simultaneously to obtain or to permit the calculating of the SAC. Okay, so we have the SAC is useful for what? For distinguishing of ascites due to caused by what? Portal hypertension on non-portal hypertensive ascites. So the SAC is what? Is reflects of the pressure within the sinusoids and correlate with what? With the hepatic venous pressure gradient. So the SAG, serum ascites albumin gradient, is calculated by what? By subtracting of the ascitic albumin concentration from what? From the serum albumin concentration. Guys, here we have what? SAG, serum ascites albumin gradient, if it's less than 1.1 gram per deciliter or it's more than or equal to 1.1 gram per deciliter. If it's less than 1.1 gram per deciliter, we have what? Biliary leak, nephrotic syndrome, pancreatitis, peritoneal carcinomas, and tuberculosis. Even on the other hand, if it's more than 1.1 gram per deciliter, it can be subdivided into ascitic protein more than or equal 2.5 gram per deciliter or less than 2.5. If it's more than or equal is what? We have congenital heart disease, constrictive pericarditis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, inferior vena cava obstruction, and sinusoidal obstruction syndrome. On the other hand, if it's less than, we have what? Cirrhosis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and massive liver metastasis. Also, you have what? Ascites amyloid. If it's more than what? 1000 unit per liter, we identify pancreatic ascites. If it's low ascitic glucose concentration, such as malignant disease or tuberculosis. Well, now let's jump to the management of the patient. The management of the patient, first one we have relieve discomfort. The second one we have what? Treatment of the transvascular ascites is based on what? Restricting sodium and water intake. The third one we have exudative ascites is due to what? Due to malignancy, treated with what? With paracentesis, but fluid replacement is generally not required. The fourth one we have what? Water and sodium restriction, and the fifth one we have what? Avoid drugs that contain a large amount of sodium or promoting sodium retention, and the sixth one we have what? Diuretic like spironolactone 100 to 400 milligram per day, also require loop diuretic like furosemide Lasix. Okay, and the seventh one we have what? We have paracentesis or provided the circulation support with what? With IV colloid like albumin 6.8 gram per liter. Okay, and the eighth one we have what? Transjugular intrahepatic portosystemic stent shunt. Well, let's jump to the complications of what? Of ascites. The first one we have renal failure. The second one we have hepatorenal syndrome. Hepatorenal syndrome can be divided into type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is what? Progressive oliguria, rapid rise serum creatinine, and with poor prognosis. Okay, while the second type is what? Is occur in patient with what? Refractory ascites, also characterized by moderate or stable what? Serum creatinine with better prognosis. And the third one we have what? The third complication of ascites is what? Spontaneous bacterial peritonitis. Okay, present with what? With rebound tenderness, abdominal pain, fever, and absent bowel sound. Well, in the SBP, I mean spontaneous bacterial peritonitis, diagnostic paracentesis may shows what? May shows cloudy fluid and high neutrophil fluid. Okay, so we have treatment. The treatment should be immediately start with what? Broad spectrum antibiotic like cefotaxime or piperacillin over tazobactam. So we have the prophylactic antibiotic, reduce incidence of what? SBP, spontaneous bacterial peritonitis, and improve what? Improve survival cirrhotic with what? With GIT bleeding. Okay, that's all about ascites in general. Hope you get a benefit from this video. Thanks for watching.